Well, we're going to start off with the forbidden, untouchable, unspeakable truth that Serge Gil, and that's not misusing his name, he has used his public name repeatedly with Scientologists, by the way. But let us do the house cleaning. Please sign up to Examining Kubrick. Please consider supporting the channel through whatever means you can. So what is the problem? Well, if you are skeptical, at least certain parts of Ex-Scientology, then Serge Gil is, let's put it nicely, not telling the whole truth about who he is. So again, these are friendly puff pieces meant to make him look good. He leaves Scientology in 2004. He was born 1978. And let's be generous that he did join Scientology at a young age and became an auditor. And he's recounted many harrowing experiences of auditing older adults. Though, to be quite frank, I don't think he's very clear about how the auditing worked, because he keeps referring back to Hubbard, even though the auditing he did was Miscavige style. But that's neither here nor there. But a lot of details are not accurate. But those could be owed to confusion or just not good research, etc., etc. But here's the problem. Okay, he leaves in 2004. But we clearly see him prominently with many famous celebrities and high-ranking Scientologists at an exhibit he puts out in LA. So Serge leaves Scientology, becomes an artist, and continually works with Scientologists in the Los Angeles area. Now remember, Los Angeles is filled with celebrity Scientologists and prominent actors, musicians. He's a part of that environment. And some people have said in the photos I released that, well, he doesn't look comfortable, he's being forced. No, you can clearly see him with Erica. He's smiling. So people just need to learn the truth. He clearly sold out, at the very least, and just didn't care. He just didn't care. According to his own testimony, these Scientologists, for the most part, are monsters. So why are you working with monsters? Why are you trying to make money with these monsters? The nicest thing you could say is he doesn't care. He doesn't particularly care. He also does not emphasize, and again, this is his own testimony, and we have irrefutable evidence that he was auditing, yes, himself, children in his 20s. So go with the date. He leaves 2004. So when do you consider him an adult? People will vary. What is an adult, right? What is the exact legal age, etc., etc. But going with 18, 19, 20. So from 1999 to 2004, he is auditing children. According to his own standard, that makes you a criminal and makes you incredibly evil. So a lot is not adding up. And he becomes a prominent critic in 2016. So he leaves 2004, he becomes a critic 2016. In the meanwhile, he is working with Hollywood celebrities to make money as an artist. And this is what's more alarming. He goes to the authorities in 2018. He's trying to have active legal cases against Scientology literally a decade and a half after he left. So for about, depending on your dating system, 10, 12, 13, 14 years, he wasn't actively protesting. He wasn't actively helping the victims. He wasn't actively helping children. He's just revised the whole record where he was a victim in his younger years in Scientology, which is legitimate. Although now the question is, did these cases of abuse happen? Did you make it up? So on and so forth. We're going to have to verify those stories. But let's be generous, and some of these stories are clearly true. Because we do have many independent people who also testify to very ugly, harrowing experiences. Although not necessarily erotic experiences. Again, just children in this organization are abused in all kinds of ways. For me personally, the slave labor issue is really something that I find really horrifying, but that's me. There's different aspects of how young people work in Scientology, which are, to put it mildly, very, very troubling. However, the question is his authenticity and his actual factual record, which is frankly very murky. Now you might say, on a final note, well, okay, fine, he's lying. It's all made up. It's all a fairy tale. Does that really matter? The question is, today, is he helping people? Fine, fine, fine. He's a fake. He's a phony. But is he actually helping people? Well, again, there are better cases, more prominent legal cases, which we could be pursuing that would be much more helpful, including to children, but those are not being pursued. What we're being asked to help are very partisan legal cases that may do some damage, may not to Scientology. But here's a problem. Serge is not a part of those either. Those cases, which I think are very questionable, are being helped by Mike Rinder. But now Rinder is being demonized by Serge Gil. So the vast majority of these so-called activists and ex-Scientologists are just phonies pursuing their own partisan agenda. They may help victims, they may not, but that is not the main goal. That was never the main goal. The main goal is to help themselves and rewrite the record to make themselves into heroes, even though by their own standard, they are a bunch of criminals, and frankly, even war criminals.